Thermal Sound Wave. It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio. We are here. C.Truth, Kev Lawrence. We have a guest that's joining us right about now whom does a lot of work in the motion picture circuit. Cinema, films, and all of that stuff. The visual arts, as I like to call it.
And the theater arts as well.
Performing arts. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
Performing arts.
Just the arts.
Oh, yes, the arts in general. Absolutely, absolutely. Joining us right now is, I don't want to mispronounce your name.
Don't you dare.
I'm going to try. Is it?
You wanted her to give you a hint first?
Is it?
I'll let you go for it.
Is it Magaly?
There you go.
Now,
right.
You see how he said he had to say it real low. Is it Magaly? Yeah, I got it. Yes, Magaly. I got it. All right.
Very, very impressed. You need to take a bow, and now just imagine that you're doing it. That
all
sounds
right.
good.
Now hire us. Thank you. Yeah, hire us. Yeah, put us in the plays. Put us in the films. Now we got it right. Come on, stop playing.
Yes. And you are being brought to us by the wonderful and ever so graceful Coach Ray Show.
Oh, Coach Ray.
Yes, of course. Our partner in crime for many, many years.
Beautiful.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself for those who are unfamiliar with you.
I'm going to give the whole name because I wasn't going to put pressure on you to hit, the last name. So you get ready for this. Magaly Colimon is my professional name as an actress.
Magaly Colimon.
But my name as the artistic director of Conch Productions is my whole married name, Magaly Colimon-Christopher. And let's see, where can we start? I'm currently on a Netflix original series called Grand Army. I play a Haitian mother. And if you watch Grand Army, you will never see me speaking much. Well, you'll see me speaking a little bit of English, but not much.
So what are you speaking?
Because I'm a Haitian mother. But Creole. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. You guys from Brooklyn?
I'm from Brooklyn.
Oh, you was born in Brooklyn?
Yes.
Yeah?
Oh, man, Brooklyn. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for you. We can still be cool, though. Sa café.
Ça passe, ma boule.
ICN pistache. Okay.
Pistache. Oh, my God. You're talking about pistache. You go, boy.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Shout out to my nation of Haitian peoples. You know what I mean?
Haiti,
they tell me a couple of words here and there.
But yeah, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and my career has been mainly on television. I've done a lot of television work. I graduated from Yale School of Drama, and I haven't stopped since.
Wow.
Prestigious Yale School of Drama.
Yeah. I mean, I figure, if you're going to take that step, you should make many more steps afterwards. So I've been doing a lot of producing.
That's right.
I really believe in the importance of the artist taking control of their journey. And as the artistic director of Conch Productions, I'm creating a space. So right now, Conch Productions is presenting Conch International Film Festival, and we're all about films. And we're going to be presenting short films May 21st to May 23rd by Caribbean diaspora. That means anybody whose mom, dad, great-grandma, great-grandpa came from the Caribbean and moved somewhere else, whether it's China, Canada, or the U.S. We're taking submissions from those amazing people and as well as people from the Caribbean. And we extended our submission till next Monday, March 22nd. And if you want to find out more about it, I can give that information. I'm going to go ahead and pitch.
Absolutely.
Or you can go to Film Freeway and look up Conch International Film Festival, or you can make your life a lot easier and go to our website, Conch, which is CONCHSHELLIFF, ConchInternationalFilmFestival.com, and then you can click there to get to the submission platform, which is Film Freeway. And when you go to our website, you will see that there's a deadline waiver on there because the deadline already passed. It was this Monday. So you need to enter the deadline waiver to enter your film at this point. So you definitely have to go to our website. So let's just go straight to Conch IFF and you'll get the deadline waiver.
Now, let's go back a little bit. You mentioned something. I believe you mentioned that in the film work you did, which is on Netflix,
Grand Army.
You weren't not speaking English, am I correct?
I played a character who came from Haiti, was living in Brooklyn, raising her children, and her first language was Haitian Creole. So my character was written as someone who doesn't speak much English around her family, and all the scenes were with her kids or her grandkids, so there was no need to speak much English. But when she needed to, she did, which is what happens in the household, right? You speak the mother tongue, and then when you go out in the streets, you do what you need to survive.
Have you done any other productions where you spoke in your mother tongue, or was this your first? And if so, how was it for you?
I didn't hear that. Can you repeat that, please?
Have you spoke at other productions where you spoke in your mother tongue?
My God,
or was this your first time? And how was it for you?
This was my first time using my mother's language on camera. I mean, I've written plays because I'm a playwright. I've written plays with Haitian characters speaking the language. And this was the first time that someone gave me a script and said, we want you to play a character that speaks very little English. And it was such joy. It was such, I felt at home every time I went to set, because all the women who played my daughters, we would just speak in Haitian Creole. And whenever there was a character that came into our world, more often than not, they spoke Haitian Creole. So we'd form our little Haitian Creole speaking circle, and it was just so joyous, absolutely joyous and organic and beautiful. And I just get, happy thinking about it. Absolutely.
And with that also, we mentioned where you went to Yale. You took your course in Yale. For people that don't understand, what is the difference or how is there a difference, I should say, from just going up and getting on a camera and talking and taking drama and studying drama at the college you went to and doing stage plays, then going on film?
Yeah, it's a huge difference. And when you go to a conservatory, most of the training is to prepare you to perform on stage. And at the time that I went to Yale School of Drama, there was purely a 100% emphasis on theater work. But when I graduated, within months, I was cast as a recurring role on The Guiding Light, which is a soap opera that was on CBS. And I spent 2 years on there. And I basically learned my on-camera chops on the job thanks to them. So I'm forever grateful to CBS and to all the actors that I met, and to God, because, that is where I learned my on-camera chops. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. We are speaking to Magaly here, Colimon-Christopher.
Christopher. Christophe would be if my husband was Haitian, but he's actually Saint-Tomian, so it's Christopher.
Okay. Yeah. It's a bus stop, but they out there.
All right.
Yeah, he could have had some connection to Christophe. He just doesn't know it,
True.
One of only Christophe's kids may have just taken a boat over to St. Thomas and took off the R. We don't know.
Right.
We don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think that they're heavy in St. Lucia, though. Aren't
heavy in St. Lucia. Shout out to our guy Charlemagne, the real Charlemagne.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yes, we know a producer actually,
the real Charlemagne,
who's from that Christophe branch.
Really?
His family's from St. Lucia. So yeah,
can you introduce us? I want to talk to this person.
Absolutely. We can definitely do that.
Maybe you guys can even work together. He does a lot of music production. He does stuff for Mary J. Blige and
Jay-Z and others. Yeah, we can definitely make that connection. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would definitely love that, because my goal is to connect all the people of the Caribbean, so that we can have different viewpoints and different languages and different customs and different cultures, but we have something in common.
Yes.
And it's just this energetic flow, and it's this identity, this I see you kind of a thing. And it's not excluding the rest of our brothers and sisters from other countries, but sometimes you just need to get creative together. And I recently worked with Tanya E. Taylor. She's a director from Jamaica, and she directed one of my plays for a series that I produced online called the Blue Light series, part of the Conch Productions series last year. Our online virtual theater presentations, and it was so much fun talking to her and working with her. The characters in my piece were Haitian characters, and there was some Haitian patois, Haitian Creole, and some French in it. And we were talking about how in the Haitian culture, in some families, the parents only speak French with the kids, and the kids hang out with their friends and speak Creole. That's, not so much in the modern family.
That's something that's very deep, right there. You just mentioned.
It goes very deep. It goes. I mean, it's
absolutely
how it was
correct.
How I grew up. You know what I mean?
I had a friend. And she used to tell me that her parents wanted her to speak French. Mm-hmm. Like when you're doing real talk, you talk French. Mm-hmm. You don't talk, but you talk Creole. Keep that like somewhere else. But we had to talk French to be more prestigious. And I felt very ironic.
That's that colonial.
Well, it's cultural. It's like here you have the language you speak with your friends, and then you have the languages you speak with your parents, and they want you to speak English the way they want you to speak English, but you hang out with your boys or your girls and you do what you want to do. And then and back in the day, before Creole was the national language, it was recognized as something that only grown-ups spoke, although the kids could speak it, but you didn't speak to your parents. Well, this was back in my day. You didn't speak to your parents in Creole. You had to speak to them in French because that's what you studied in school. And that created also a socioeconomic difference between the classes. So now I don't really know what's going on. I know that they teach French and Creole in schools, and some schools teach English as well and Spanish. But back in the day, before the language was a national language, that was part of the culture, that you spoke French to be polite to your elders, and you spoke Creole with your boys and your girls, and maybe with your parents if they were cool, but maybe not because you don't speak to your parents in a certain way. But everything changes with time, and if your parents are old school parents, which is what the parents of the characters were in my piece, then you're going to stick to old school ways. So the generation of people who came over during the Duvalier Exodus were old school folks.
You know something. Just listening to you right now, it's like we're going to have you back to talk.
You're going to have to have me back
to talk. No, hear me out.
It's very deep.
To talk about the history of Haiti.
Oh my gosh.
And
wow.
Because there's a lot that people don't know about. There's a lot I don't know about. And
there's a lot to learn.
And that's part of my heritage. But there's a lot I don't know about because of certain reasons and certain things that went on. And
they kept a lot of hush hush.
There's a lot of things that was kept away, and as you grow older, you're like, well, why did you do that? And it's like it's so many stories and things, but we're gonna have to have you back.
Don't tell your friends I used to work for the government.
That was real. Some of the history, because it's extremely deep, especially since you're talking about a nation that raised the independence of the Caribbean.
1804. There was a documentary on it, but I think to hear from maybe you, young lady, it'll be great as well, an asset.
Right. But getting back to you.
But I could tell you, if you want to approach it from more of a fiction angle, you should definitely read Edwidge Dantica's work. She's an amazing novelist. She even wrote this collection of essays called Create Dangerously that basically is from the perspective of the American, Haitian American, and the struggle of the artist to express the truth, right? Yeah. And the immigrant approach to the story, right? Because we are immigrants. I mean, I'm a first generation Haitian American, so my story is all based on what my mom told me, and my story is a Haitian story, but I'm not Haitian, right?
Yeah.
And so I really love her work, and there's some amazing nonfiction books. I mean, I personally feel like I learned a lot by going all the way back to reading about the Taino, because those were the natives of the island who lived on the island of Haiti, which is what they called it, the mountainous land, for like centuries.
Right. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why we have to have you back to, touch
Shout
upon
out
some
to
of
the
these
Citadel.
things.
To educate.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's another one. Here's another
Shout
book
to the
that you can read
Citadel.
before you have me back. The
Mhm.
Black Count.
Yes.
That's gonna
Yes.
rip you in half.
Dumas.
With Alexander Dumas' story.
Alexander Dumas, yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna make you go, wow.
Yes.
By the grace of God, so he was somewhere else as opposed to Haiti. By the grace of God, he ended up being betrayed by the people he believed were his people, because his father, I mean, the premise of why he was fighting in the French Revolution and not the Haitian Revolution was simply because his father was a French nobleman. His mother was a slave, and his father decided to like him. And rather than just sell him and move on, he brought him over to France with him. And so his spirit was oriented towards righteousness. So he joined the military, right? And he ended up fighting for the freedom of French people who weren't noble. And what if his father had been less inclined to liking him? What if he had stayed in Haiti? Would his name be in the annals of history because he was an amazing warrior. He was a warrior to such an extent that people wrote about how amazing, how like unbelievable the feats were that he executed in battle. And it just was the fact that he was in the wrong place. The wrong place. It could have been, Alexander Dumas, Henri Christophe. It could have been those people, or maybe he would have been killed as a young man. Who knows?
It's very deep history, and
that's a kind of blood. That's a kind of spirit.
Yeah.
That came from what was once called Saint-Domingue, but is now called Haiti.
Right.
Yeah,
and you could sense that presence in people. You can sense that.
You definitely can.
In certain people, like you can feel it that's emanating from them.
The energy is real.
It could also be because their parents keep telling them the story, right? I mean, certain people, maybe their parents keep telling them who they are and don't tell them to, acclimate to the American story, but remember your ancestors. There's some parents who do that.
Right.
And their kids walk around with the stories of where they come from. And that's true for many cultures that come here and decide, I'm going to keep my culture. I love this land. I love this, government system. I love the opportunities, but I'm going to keep telling the stories. And we have to be grateful to those people who kept telling the stories. So ultimately, my goal is to encourage artists to keep telling the stories that they want to tell, that maybe it will tie in with their ancestry because they still remember the stories of their mother, their grandmother, their great-grandfather told them. Or maybe it will simply be in the energy of their work. They won't even know that they're speaking through the voice of their ancestors, but it just allows them to feel, I can discover something. I know I'm of this ancestry, so maybe I'll like ask more questions of my grandmother and figure out more about who I really am, and allow that to come out in my work. Because, as an artist, as I grew as an actor, as I grew as a writer, there was a sense that you had to walk away from your culture and assume this identity of just being American. But none of us are just American except for the natives. So we all have a story to tell. Mm-hmm. And if we only had, we were only descendants of people who kept the story going, that's great. But if you didn't, and you just know, for example, when I was growing up, I knew nothing about Tainos. Okay? I knew nothing about that. But I always felt, I cried every time. I mean, I'm not young. So I was watching those shows where the Native Americans were treated evilly, and yet the person shooting them was the good guy. And I could never understand it. I could not watch those things as a young person because I felt that was evil. And I would read books about the Native Americans and not understand why it resonated with me, because I was like, but I'm not from here. Why does my spirit cry hearing this? And then I became an adult and went to the Native American museum downtown in Manhattan and discovered, wait a minute, they're a Taino in Haiti. My mom told me they were all wiped out. And I ended up reading all these books saying, nah, they weren't. They just ran away to the mountains. They said that they got wiped out. It was a lie.
Most of them are inland.
Columbus told a lie. He told a lie because he couldn't control the situation. And there are so many mountains in Haiti. There are places on that island that people never go to. And even during the slavery periods, slaves would escape from the plantations and never be found.
And they'll call them Maroons because they ran away and they was able to stay away.
The Maroons were in Jamaica, but in Haiti, they wouldn't even chase them. They wouldn't even chase them if they went to the mountains because it was just too treacherous.
And and by us talking about this, also, when people think about the natives here, they think of natives looking just one way, but many people that are labeled black people are actually natives. So just because we're talking about the natives of Haiti, IT, and other places, does not mean we're definitely undermining any of the brothers and sisters that actually are from here too. So we love you too. It's just knowing cultures and knowing how deep stuff go and knowing that we're still family.
Exactly. And this is why art is so important, whether it be film, whether it be writing, whether it be media that's not co-opted, because there's a difference. And why we need more people like yourself, Magaly Colimon, doing her work, in Grand Army through the Conch International Film Festival, and also in honoring women by, you started a film festival for women at St. Francis College, for indie film.
Brooklyn.
Wow, you looked me up, didn't you?
I mean, we stalked you a little something. Sitting in the car, the windows up, tinted.
Yeah. Thank you for looking that up. Yeah, I did found that. I co-founded it with a professor who teaches there named Augusta Palmer. And I was moved to do it because I was shocked and appalled to see that the generation of people I was teaching at that time, the women were not as bold as the women were when I was in school. And I don't know whether it's a social media or anything, but I felt that they needed a platform to have a voice. And it was exciting founding that festival because, as I said before, I love film. I'm like crazy about film. And I really feel that with the cell phone and all the different means by which to tell a story, you don't necessarily have to have tons of money, that people are feeling freer to tell their story with this digital video medium. And they may not feel comfortable with stage because of the confines of stage. And since everybody watches something that's either film or digital video, they're thinking that way. So film festivals are a great platform for everyone, but especially the younger generation, to say something. And one of the things we're going to be doing at the festival is definitely having panel discussions and master classes to encourage people to find new ways to get your story out. Because when I first started as a filmmaker, all the conversations at every film festival was, limited distribution for Black folks, limited distribution for stories that are not part of the mainstream. But now, thanks to all these amazing apps and all these amazing platforms, you can literally control your destiny and actually have an income as a filmmaker. And so we're inviting people who could speak to that, to teach people who are still stuck in the traditional distribution modes to say, I'm going to go think outside the box, and thank you for teaching me, because I wasn't thinking. Because for me, as an artist, I always learn so much by hearing people who have walked before me speak or reading what they did. And so that is the function of a film festival, right? Because there's always someone you can learn from. But if you don't go to those environments, you're going to be stuck consuming what someone assumes you should consume as opposed to what people are really talking about. So it's going to be online. So you're not going to be face to face, but you can see each other because this platform, filmocracy.com, is really, it's called filmocracy. And if you really think about it, I think they're democratizing the whole film distribution medium, because not only do they host film festivals, but they also allow filmmakers to have their films available for their community of film lovers. It's a membership type organization, so you could pay a monthly membership and watch movies. So, boom, right? Even the platform itself is a doorway to discovery for the filmmaker of the Caribbean or someone of Caribbean heritage living anywhere on the planet. And we had like amazing panelists who are speaking about the silencing of the voice of Black people in different societies. I mean, we think we have it bad in America, but if you speak to Black artists in other countries, you'll discover, oh, maybe I don't. Yeah. Maybe I don't. Maybe I should just like calm the heck down and bring my brothers and sisters up and work together and just affirm that there's an audience out there for all of us and feed that audience what we're doing, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. And this year, the festival theme is the Hero and Shiro. And remember, it goes down May 21st through the 23rd. You can get more information at conchiff.com, and you can still get in a submission if you would like. You know, you just have to get that waiver in there to get in your submission to get your film in there. But it's going to be a very, very great festival, and you're going to learn some things, which that's what I love about film festivals. You always learn something through the work of the filmmakers and the artists and everybody that's doing their thing in these film festivals. So I don't think this is going to be any different. So definitely make sure you check it out. And if you cannot, you can still support and go to conchiff.com to see what's going on way after the film festival, and to get in early for next year, and go to filmocracy.com as well to check out the film festival when it does run May 21st through to 23rd. And make sure
and you can donate to support. You know, you can donate to support. And if you're totally broke and you happen to have a film, when you go to our website, you'll be able to contact us and say, you know, I really want to submit my film. Please help me. I'm having a tough time with COVID-19. Please send me a fee waiver. And we will. We've been helping filmmakers because how can we, if the work is good and just the circumstances aren't, we're going to help you out. You know?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Definitely. So make sure y'all check it out.
And I'm on Facebook.
Yes, give everybody your social media.
We're on Facebook, and we've posted the information on there. So there are multiple means by which to reach out to us. So if you can't remember the website, you know how to get on Instagram and just put the word conch shell, and we're the only ones. Nice. And our logo is a conch shell. It's kind of hard to miss. Don't shortchange your dream. Don't think no one wants to see what you have to say. I mean, we're not going to necessarily select every film that's submitted. That's the world that we live in. But if you have faith in your genius, and I'm sure God has faith in your genius, and he helped you, or if you don't want to call God if God helped you create this piece that can touch the world, I'm sure it's going to touch us. Have faith in yourself and move forward and have unlimited potential beliefs.
Absolutely.
And you know what, C.Truth? I believe that we will be in a film from Mrs. Christopher. I believe. I believe she'll make it happen.
Yes.
Because I said sakafe. I said sakafe.
And
I said
believe she can fly.
Oh damn, she just shot. All right, nah, this is over. We out here.
Yes. Doing wonderful work as usual. Make sure you check her out in Grand Army. She's been on Blue Bloods, Law and Order, The Closer, LAX, ER. I mean, yeah, she's done the work. She's put in that work. And now she's doing this wonderful film festival, Conch International Film Fest, going down this May. So
don't keep it a secret, people. Tell people to come and get tickets to see our films and attend our panels and expand your horizons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
ConchIff.com is where you go for more information. Thank you so much for being on the program. We do appreciate you. And we're definitely going to have you back because there's so much more we can get into with you.
Thank you. You have a blessed night, and it was a pleasure. And of course, Rachel once again has introduced me to some amazing people.
Yes, and we'll make that connection to Mr. Christophe, producer Charlemagne also.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
Definitely.
Yes, yes. All right. Have a great, wonderful night, evening, afternoon, and so forth, depending on, how you travel,
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Peace. It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio. Thermal Sound Wave.